Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the Theory of Clarks, Scotts, and Rogers. This is a midweek video podcast presentation of the Wakefield Doctrine, and we're going to do it in 3 parts. One reason for that is that a friend of the doctrine, Glenn, years ago, had said, no, you have to keep all of these videos very short because of attention spans being limited as they are. Glenn, not surprisingly, is a Scot, so he would be sensitive to that. But we take his advice, and we'll attempt to keep this short. To give you a slight overview, we'll have news and announcements in Part 1. Part B, we will have questions and issues. And Part 2, we'll have questions and issues. Actually, we're going to address a question by Christine from Fly on the Chicken Coop Wall, and also Zoe from over there. But first, no real announcements to make. Wakefield Doctrine is a fabulous tool for self-understanding, self-development, understanding the people in your life, and generally having fun. It's a very simple tool to use. It proposes that there are 3 characteristic worldviews that we are all heir to, and that it is growing up and developing in these 3 characteristic worldviews that yield what we call our personality types. Rather than the conventional approach, which is to go to the individual and say, hey, describe yourself. Hey, is this what you like? Is this what you hate? Well, you seem to fit on our chart and axis as being this personality type. The Wakefield Doctrine is different. We don't really care about the individual's likes and dislikes because we're taking a different approach. Our different approach says that, okay, I will observe this individual and they seem to be acting in a way characteristic of a person who grew up and developed as an outsider, or maybe that person appears to have the markings of a predator, or the third group for the Wakefield Doctrine is that of the herd member. We take the clues and then we try to get inside their head. Observe their behavior, try to infer what they're experiencing for a world around them. If you do that, if you do it successfully, then you will end up knowing more about that person than they know about themselves. Let's go. It's very cool and it's very fun. There's a number of things which we'll be addressing in parts 2 and 2 that go into how do you do that, but that's how it's how the Wakefield Doctrine is intended to be used. We have a saying, among many, that the doctrine is a tool. It's not an answer. It's a perspective. It's a way of looking at the understanding, a better way to say it, a way of understanding the behavior of the people in our lives. But it's all about that, inferring their worldview. You do that and you got it made. Now, of course, the big question will be how do you infer your own worldview, but we'll defer that to the upcoming segments. I'm going to run about 3 to 4 minutes. Other news and commercials. Let's do a commercial. One, I was thinking of going back to doing the digital radio, internet radio thing, which was an experiment from last year, which is fun in a way, but time constraints said we couldn't do much more of it. But we have other ways that if you're out there, you're listening, and you have curiosity, and you don't want to read 800 posts to get the Wakefield Doctrine principles, then 2 ways to reach us. The Wakefield Doctrine Saturday night call-in show. The number is located somewhere on this here screen here. You can call us between 8 and 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Savings Time currently, and we'd be there. You can call us up and say, what the hell's the deal with, and you fill in your own amusing little blank ending. The other thing that we're doing that really is a lot of fun, and is totally Jetsons, is we're doing a video brunch. You heard it here first. This is the future. I mean, you take the Facebook, which is good, you can chat, but video brunches, come on. We're currently using Google Hangouts, which is a video link-up thing, and it's just more fun than almost anything for a couple of different reasons. One, you get to see the people you're talking to, which may or may not be fun. don't know if I want to address that myself. But it's real time, so you get to talk, you get to ask questions, you get to get answers, and you get to contribute. That's all of what we do on Sunday mornings currently. We are open to alternate times, as we have people spanning the globe, as Jim McKay might have inferred once. Actually, that was Jim McKay. Anyway, so that's the doings at the doctrine. So we're going to say cut, and when we say cut, that means we'll stop and come back and go for part 2. If you have any questions, just write us a comment, Cut.